We need to share jobs. And if you have been very close, you have been following this channel, you realize we specifically speak about cruise ship jobs, nothing else. In case there is anything else, we shall talk at the end of the video. But right now, we want to talk about cruise ship things that we have been doing, what we have been doing so far. And probably if there is anything that we left out during our meeting, we're going to cover it in this live tonight. If it's your first time you're watching Honest Digits, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. It's important if you come here and listen to what we share, what we speak about, what we talk on a few things. It's a Sunday evening. I know most of us, we are now back home. It has been, this is the first day of the week. So perhaps in the next coming few weeks, we're going to see a lot of hiring here and there. So we want to first of all say thank you for subscribing, thank you for coming for our meeting. But we have few things to put across before we proceed, and these are the things we want to cover this on this YouTube channel tonight. So in this video, we're going to speak about our last meeting that was held on Friday. I want to congratulate everyone who came, and those ones who saw me, those ones who met us. And for sure, there's something you learned. And I wish you just mention something that you learned. And if you're there, just mention down there if you are there and there's anything that you really was amazed. And if something touched you and you feel it was important, just mention them down here in this video. I'll appreciate you a lot. We had a whole day there. Although the numbers were not as, of course, I know most of you are still at work. We had almost 100 people that came, close to 100, and it was our first one. So we're going to want to do another one in a few coming months. I will tell you, and I will also inform you when. So this one, I want to first of all say thank you so much. Thank you for giving us that opportunity to share our ideas, to share our views, and some of the things that we some of the things that we put across. Sometimes it's very difficult to find someone to create his own time, to create his own, use his own money, use his own time, and come to listen to us. It was important that we put some things straight. And those who came, they really saw that this was a life changing, um, a life changing what? 5 seconds English, especially fast, is Alex. What are you saying? I don't understand. Anyway, if you were there during our meeting, you could realize that people or most of us didn't understand what cruise ships is and what are some of the things what comes about when it comes to cruise ship, and how do you find jobs, how do you apply, what are some of the things that Alex, what is this? 5 seconds English, especially fast, is what? Your comment is so. Anyway, give me a thumbs up if you're watching right now, and let's see how we're gonna use this moment. In a few minutes, let me say, like in 30 or 20 seconds, you're gonna learn a few things and how you're going to find these jobs. Where are you going to look for these jobs and why? We discussed a lot of things during our meeting, and we had to meet most of you, and we were so amazed that we have all these people watching us and listening and following us on WhatsApp groups and even on social media. I want also to appreciate Amy and Simon or Street the Prophet for appearing and coming to help us so that we can pass out this message of good will. And most of the time, we do these things at our own cost. We don't indulge you. We just want you to benefit for free of charge. We have seen a lot of opportunities which most of you have not been even able to understand where and how to go about them. We are not talking about cruise ships. Sometimes when we have such a meetings, we open all the flow so everyone can benefit from all angles. We are saying this because this is not the only channel for you to get a job abroad, but there are other channels. And I'm sure those that stayed, they really got a lot of nuggets on what are some of these things, or what are some of the ways for you to get a job when you want to go abroad, or in the US or Canada or where. We also shared some of the best areas on ways on how to go about it. Though it was in a short notice, but you realize that it was very, very vital. Those that listened, those that networked, our purpose was to ensure that you come together so we understand from the point of view of a candidate, what are we supposed to prepare ourselves so that we can get these jobs as easy as possible? Or where are some of the mistakes that we're doing? Okay? What are some of the mistakes? If you are watching now, make sure you just send me a message down here if you came at our meeting that we did last Friday. Um, um, First, I want to appreciate, as I said. Number two, the second point is when you're doing your applications, and I've spoken this for very many videos and very many live that we have done, that application is the most important thing you can do from your end so that you can put across the message to the employer or to the recruiter that you're looking for a certain position. But we talked some of the things that some of the candidates are doing that are not correct. Okay? And one of the things was, if you're a candidate, ensure you know yourself, ensure you understand what do you want to do on the ship. It's important if you apply something that you know better, or a skill that you went to school for, or is something that you have been doing for the last 10 years. If you are working in a hospitality industry, you don't have recommendations, or you don't have certificates, but you have been doing this business for a very long time. So you have experience, right? But you don't have certificates, but you can get recommendation letters. You can apply for the job. And they say that if you practice something for a very long time, you become a pro, you become an expert. So an expert by skill is also entitled to get a job on a cruise ship. But what are some of these jobs? We have listed most of these jobs on our WhatsApp group. And if you're not on a WhatsApp group, make sure you send me a DM, and then I'll add you on one of our groups that we have. We have mentioned a lot of departments on cruise ships. These departments, we try as much as possible to put them together so that you can understand where do you fall, or where do you want to go. Now, most of the cruise ships might not look the same. The titles of the jobs on the cruise ship might not look the same, but we give you a sample of those jobs and how they are. So from our sources, we think we can base on that and then look at yourself. What have you been doing, and is it found on cruise ships? If it's not there, then maybe you don't fall under that industry, right? Now, after you understand yourself, after you know you have a skill, make sure you arm yourself with a good CV. It's important to have a document that explains your profession, a document that states that this is what you have been doing for a very long time. This is a document that explains how you have been progressing in your career. So, if you have a career that you have been doing for the last above 2 years, then you're good to apply on a cruise ship. These jobs, please, I cannot mention them here, or the links, I cannot put them here unless you become one of our teammates on our WhatsApp groups. This is very, very important. Number two, after you find yourself, you have a skill or you have a talent. Why am I mentioning talent? Is because talents are one of the things that also cruise ships look at. You might be a singer, you might be a dancer, you might be gymnastic, a guitarist, a pianist, a soloist, or you might be just someone who is outgoing and you just want to have some time and the best time with kids. you have that talent, then you have a chance to get a job on a cruise ship. Listen carefully. If you are young, above 22 years, and you have been looking for what to do, or there is something that you've been doing for a very long time, and it's something amazing, please look for these cruise ship jobs and find out if you are capable of applying. That's number two. Number three, after you prepare yourself, you have your CV, you have your cover letter, you have your recommendation, please use this chance with your passport. It's important also to have a passport. Why? Because you cannot travel to go and work on a cruise ship without passports. So we say, before you apply for any cruise ship, ensure you do your preparation, like having a passport is important. So put together all these three and start applying. Use the three. Some of the things that we said that are hindering you to apply for these jobs, or maybe you're applying and you don't get replies or you don't get positive reply. One is that if you have been doing if you've been doing, oh, Lydian Jogu, hey Ernest, I'm so grateful my son was in the meeting. It was amazing, and you really assisted him. May God bless you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am Lydian Jogu. We were there with him, and the reason why I'm saying this is because we have people whom we are assisting one by one. When you make a call, when you send me a message on WhatsApp and I didn't reply you, just be patient because I have a line of people that I am trying to assist. So if you are one of them, please just be patient. Okay, let me proceed. What am I saying? I'm saying this because most of the people that are applying, maybe they're using the wrong methods. Okay, maybe you are applying, and I'm going to mention at least four kinds of people who are applying with these kinds of problems. One, number two, number one is, if you're doing an application and your CV has these problems or these things that I'm going to mention, make sure you rectify. Number two, it's this one. Number one, if you're putting a picture on your CV, ensure the picture is a professional picture. It should not be a selfie. No, a professional picture with a good lighting without a cap. And if you're having a professional job and the job requires you to have a cap, then make sure it's a professional cap, which is so good. And then your uniform, make it a half one, like a passport photo, and then put it there if it is necessary. But it's not mandatory to have a photo on your resume unless you are interested to it. It will not disqualify you if you don't have a photo on the resume. Number two, write your names, write your email address, put on your phone numbers, or if you have a LinkedIn, what do you say, profile name, you can input it there. Why? Because LinkedIn is a professional social media, which also stands out like a resume. You see? So, number two, on the resume, ensure you put in line some of the experiences, job experiences that you have had in line with what you are looking for. Don't put there if you have been working in different industries and then you put all together, you're not going to get, it's not going to look so clear, like it's not going to be clear. Then the last thing is, when you're using if you're making your CV, don't make it to look so different colors, like 10 colors or different fonts for different job, different fonts, different colors, so many colors on your CV, it looks like it was a party. So don't do that. Okay, use just a clear format. Don't make colors or flowers on your CV. Don't use emoji. It's not allowed. And then at the end of your CV, put your skills, put even hard and soft skills, put your professional studies. If you have certificates that you prefer, put it there. But at the end of the CV, it should be only have 2 pages at most, or maybe 1 page. It's fine. At the end, you can also input your references. People you believe, if they are contacted, they can simply say something positive about you. But some people do not put it there. It has no problem. If you want to put there upon request, better. It's also allowed. So after you clear your CV, very nice CV, important with a very brief profile on it, then put together your CV, your cover letter, and your passport. It's important. So if you put if you put if you put a CV, a cover letter together, then send your application. It's important. After you send your application, you're good to go. You're good to go. Number 4, the next thing, make sure when you're doing your applications and you have your PDF, it should not be together like this. It should be separated from other documents. Don't put your birth certificates, don't put your marriage certificates together with your CV, with your documents, like for example, recommendation letters, all intertwined together. Okay? So make sure they are separated. But marriage certificate and birth certificate and baptism card certificates, they're not allowed when you're doing applications. Are we good to that? The last thing, after you've done your application and your positive reply has come to proceed with the interviews, after your interview is when the recruiter will now allow you to now send in other documents like STCW, go for the training for STCW, go for your medication, go for your police clearance certificate, ensure that this criminal, you're not a criminal. It's a document that shows that you have not been having or maybe in the last 6 months, you have not had any criminal offense in your country. And then sometimes there is COVID, but I don't think even COVID is now necessary, because but some companies require them, some are not, are doing away with the COVID certificate to show that you went for the COVID jabs, or you have that's the thing. So if you have yellow fever injections, you had the yellow fever injections and you have the card which is valid, well and good. It's always once you find you're fit for the onboarding process. They will tell you whatever documents, whatever they need from you, your passport, your what, and then all those issues that comes into that. But the crucial part for the candidates, if it's your first time, the crucial part is the preparation part. That's what we're insisting right now. It will be unfair for me to tell you where you can find jobs, and I'm not telling you how to prepare for these jobs. The ATS resumes, the cover letters, how to write best cover letters, how to prepare yourself. If you don't have, for example, those people without recommendation letters, what about if you just came from school? How do you get those recommendation letters? It's something that we need to discuss one-on-one and personally with you. And then the issue about the age came into it. When we had our meeting, the issue about the age came up, that maybe we are not getting these jobs because of the age. It was not even captured. No way. From the point of view, most of the presenters, they discuss and say the issue about which I concur. We have no issue with age. Why? Because most of us, we are working with people above the age of 70, 60, 40, 50, 30, 20, but not below 21 years. Above 21, you are eligible to work on a cruise ship. And then what I was saying is, however much we can have more jobs, however much we can have these jobs at our disposal. In Africa right now, we are having a lot of opportunities to work on a cruise ship. But if we don't have that mandate to also bargain for our salaries and also negotiate on our salaries, then we are limiting ourselves and we're gonna be paid very less. So let us speak about our salaries. If you get a chance on a cruise ship, make sure you do enough research and find out how much are you supposed to be paid equal to what you are going to do on the ship. I told you, on the ship you are working 12 hours, on the ship you have very few hours rest, and then you will be working without an off day. There is a lot of you to do, so you need also to bargain, have a bargaining power. You know yourself, you know the department that you're working for. Ensure that you stand firm with your salary. Make sure you know how much they are going to be paid. Make sure you understand this, and then try to negotiate. It's not a crime to say no, it's not a crime to ask for more, because you know the output, you know what you're going to do on the ship. So ensure you do the best and talk about this thing, because that is what you're looking for as you go. Besides having adventure, besides enjoying the job, besides having good amenities, enjoying the world as you walk around, as you visit and meeting new people, enjoying the new cultures of the people, your salary stands out. You need to have a good salary you take home so you can change home. Are we good? If you can find this one is very important, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. As we proceed, we talked about now the opportunities available and some of the companies that are coming up. Royal Caribbean, they're building another ship. Princess Cruises, they're having another ship coming up. Oceania, Ida, what else? These other companies. MAC, they're building another ship. So in the next few months, on 2025, we're gonna have almost 5 companies coming up with bigger, massive ships that will need you as a candidate to apply and work on those ships. The last part was, what are some of the things that we can do to ensure that we crack all this? We can use the third parties companies, for example, recruitment agencies. We have one of the recruitment agencies that CSCS Manning Agent. It's recruiting from 25th to 30th, where you need to go present your papers in Nairobi, in Westlands. We shall pin some of these places on this video description, so you can also locate the place and submit your papers. They are recruiting for all departments, but present yourself first. We are not very sure of which departments are they specifically looking for, but visit the offices. It's important to arrive there, listen, present yourself, your case, and then you will be told what to do next. We have other third how do you call them, recruitment agency in Mombasa, MAC Recruitment Mombasa, Kenya. They are also receiving applications. Kuzon is also advertising. Socioloza in South Africa. Crew Life at Sea, they are also recruiting. We have which one in South Africa? Which one? I've forgotten. I'll tell you later. So all this, they are also looking for people to apply and have their jobs and be taken to cruise ship. Do you have any questions? Some of the cultures and the things we discuss in our group, and the cultures and some of the problems that we are getting, especially those already on board. Maybe you came from work and you didn't have any new assignments. We told you some of the things that you do so you can get all these back to work, because we have realized that most people who are working on the board, when they come back from their job, they stay back home for a long time. Whose problem is that? You have to work with your manning agent or write directly to your company and ask for your job for your next rotation. Why? Because when you work on a cruise ship, when you come back home, when you're on vacation, you don't get paid. You only get paid while working on the ship, and that is it. So if you are back home, you have to ensure you stay in communication with your company or your manning agent, whoever is assisting you on your paperwork, whoever is assisting you to ensure that you are back on the ship, you have to stay close and in communication with them. When it comes to traveling and everything, your manning agent, together with the traveling agency, traveling team, or crew travel, they are the ones to ensure you get all this information in time. Once again, if you came on our trainings, if you came for our networking, you have had something very powerful, make sure you put it down and tell a friend to tell a friend on our WhatsApp group. Make sure you share and spread out the best of your knowledge. Spread out the good news, spread out the message to people, spread out so that you can also change life of the others, just the way we are doing. One last thing is that ensure you be very careful with scammers online. There are very, very many scammers online, very many every day. So what we have done, the reason why we come together, the reason why we put all of us together is because we want to speak about this. Many people are being scammed. Many people are being taken for traffic, human traffickers. They are all over online. And if you encounter anyone that tells you that you need to pay for the job, you need to pay for something like this, is something that you're not sure about. Something, because some of the scammers, they really take the copies, they copy the websites, they copy the cover letters, they copy even the emails from these companies, and then they pretend they are from the company. So they offer you best salaries, they offer you, they lie to you, and then when you fall into a trap, and then they steal from you. So ensure when the deal is too good, think twice and send it to us. Send it to us. Come to our WhatsApp group, send it to our inboxes, and then we shall ensure that we scrutinize before you are scammed. Stay safe, be safe all the time, look out, don't be scammed, and then don't just travel to a place you're not sure of unless you have been told and you know the company itself. Because when you go there, somebody might take uh, hold of you, and then they might even do some harm you or do something bad on you. So ensure you understand this from our perspective. The last part is that if you have been following, make sure you follow even coming box, because we are assisting you for free. But in a few coming days, we're gonna have a few announcements that are gonna change the whole thing, because one of us is working with a cousin, and maybe he's going to come with the good news, and we shall start with you. When it comes to recruitment, you'll be the first one to know this. You'll be the first one to get all this information at upper hand. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're not on a WhatsApp group, DM me on our social media, and then we'll be added on our WhatsApp group, and then we shall have a good time. Let's continue applying. The jobs are still there. Check on our WhatsApp group. Everything will be put at your disposal. Bye bye.